There's a lot of devices on me. What's up out there, everyone? Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great weekend out there. I'm streaming from multiple devices, platforms, because there's multiple phones and iPads here, so why not? YouTube, you're right there. Love you guys. You guys actually help me support myself for a living and my family, and help, put my kids through college, hopefully. And then TikTok, it's for the youngins out there. See ya. And Instagram, I spend a lot of time on you, and you show me a lot of dogs, a lot of dog content, so thank you for that. But wherever you're watching from, I appreciate your support. Except when I'm like on an airplane or I have some family matter or something like that, I try and do a live stream here at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Definitely on YouTube, but also Instagram, TikTok, depending on the mood. Today, I'm going to focus more on my own thoughts and playing, and not actually read your comments. But your comments aren't in vain, because my good friend and manager here, Matt, is actually reading all the comments. So if you have an important comment or something that's topical that Matt thinks is a good comment to let me know about, or a super chat on YouTube, for instance, any of that stuff, Matt's going to let me know. So I don't get too distracted by the comments. Now, part of the thing with the live stream is I'm playing, I'm improvising, at the same time I'm seeing your comments, and neither one gets my 100% focus. So I'm just going to try that today. Matt, say hello.
What's up, guys?
I said say hello, not what's up, guys. No, I'm kidding.
The Marty came out.
Yeah, that's right. He's been spending a lot of time with babysitting me. I mean, hanging out with me. Definitely babysitting me. Matt. But Matt and I have a lot of fun doing this. And like I said, he's checking out the comments. So do we have any so far?
Nope.
I don't really talk about Hendrix specifically yet. But I did play a little Hendrix Grateful Dead mashup, or a little bit of both there. And I'm just going to remind you guys, I think it's been about 9 years now that I've run my own entity, so my own platform, business, whatever it is. And I own 100% of that, so that's just me. And that's called Marty Music. If you don't know already. Although it's nice when I meet people in public, they all say, "Hey, what's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here from Marty Music." They actually say it right. So I appreciate them. And within that martymusic.com website, but it's also Marty Music YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff. But martymusic.com is a website where I've curated, that's a nice modern fancy tech word, curated a bunch of premium guitar lesson courses, and a very tiny sliver percentage of people that watch me on social media and stuff, a very tiny percentage purchase courses, those premium courses, and that actually really helps keep everything going. So anyone that's ever bought a course from Marty Music, really appreciate you. I really, really do. It helps me continue to do this thing I love to do. And once again, I'm not being distracted by any comments right now. Like 50,000 comments about requesting Nirvana, for instance. Which I like Nirvana. I like Metallica. All that stuff, I like it. But when someone just splatters 10,000 comments of the same comment, and I'm trying to get a thought across, it's very distracting. So I still love you. Don't get me wrong. But let me go back to martymusic.com. So I've got these premium courses. Thank you for buying them. But right now, until Tuesday, the one that I'm featuring is my Inspired by Hendrix course. So it's not how to play any Hendrix songs, but it's all the concepts from me listening and analyzing those songs, and also just listening to Hendrix for my whole life, really. So let's say over 40 years of listening to Jimi Hendrix and taking out like those favorite little things that I hear just as a listener and trying to deconstruct them so you could add them into your own music. And so that's all put into this multi-hour course, all with the tabs and PDFs. So over at martymusic.com. Matt, did we pin a comment for it? So on YouTube, in this live stream right now, you can see the comment pinned. And it's 50% off. So it's $74.50 is what it costs right now until Tuesday at midnight Pacific time. And I'm going to show you one of those concepts right now. I'm going to hold my guitar up here. And there's so many cool concepts from his playing. Because you've got like that blues psychedelic rock thing.
Thanks, Josh. Josh Norco.
Josh Norco, good to hear from you, and thank you for the super chat. See, so I still know what's going on, but I'm not seeing the 10,000 Nirvana requests. Okay. This, he's got that rock, psychedelic, pentatonic blues. And then a bunch of licks. So if you've got guitar players like the most from Hendrix is the more example. The first chord's E minor, right? So here's Little Wing, like, can you have that acoustic? Mm-hmm. I'll just show you Little Wing as if it was like, you know, a songwriter's. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. So it's very basic chords. I just felt like doing acoustic for fun. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Give it up for Matt, ladies and gentlemen.
Love it.
So it's basic chords. E minor to G, A minor it's mostly in tune. E minor. G. Then A minor. Back to E minor. E minor. Down to A minor. C. G. F. C. D. Right, but Hendrix didn't play it that way, did he? Did he, folks? He didn't play it that way, did he, children? No, he used all this amazing embellishment. But if you just think about that chord progression, that's how he's playing that stuff. He's still feeling those chords. So, for instance, the first chord, E minor, that's what he does, but that's E minor. That's like, that moment in time is like the land of E minor. And so he hits this little triad right here that comes from this. But instead he goes, you know, but it's still the notes of E minor. But then even this, that's still the world of E minor. He's playing the E minor pentatonic now. Instead of just strumming an E minor chord, he takes that little moment in time and plays beautiful notes that are all from E minor. The open E, the root. So that's all E minor, but then the next chord, G, he doesn't do that. He goes, and so that's just a G chord. And a cool Hendrix trick is taking that F shape up here. And for playing G, you let the open G string ring out instead of that 4th fret. When you add a whole step up on the high E, that's an add 9. And then when he adds the 5th fret G, that's a sus4. So instead of going, those chords are still implied, but he does this. The next movement is A minor. So if I look at this A minor bar chord right here, he doesn't strum an A minor chord, he plays notes from the A minor pentatonic. Any minor chord has the minor pentatonic notes in it. So, back to E minor. So look, E minor, G, A minor, back to E minor. So then when he gets back to E minor, you go up to this A root E minor chord. So it's a A minor shape with the 7th fret A string. And instead of playing that, he hammers on, pulls off, all from the E minor pentatonic, but the A root position now. And you gotta turn your head and move it around. Where's my neck? Old man neck syndrome. I was just talking about my neck being okay, but hammer on, pull off on that 10th fret B string, and then right from the pentatonic, but kind of barring it so you get this stuff. So that's B minor, half step down chromatically to A minor. But instead of doing that, he adds the minor 9 and then up a half step, which is just from that B minor pentatonic. chromatic passing chord. And then the A minor to C, A minor and C have the same pentatonic. The A minor pentatonic scale is the same notes as the C major pentatonic scale. It's just the roots are different. So if I have A minor, C, same thing. And that comes from like this kind of thing. Or minor. Same notes though. That term is called the relative major, relative minor. So then, instead of G, F, C, and D, he does this cool thing. So he does play a regular C right there. Although I mix my Hendrix version and my Stevie Ray Vaughan version, I think I'm taking parts from both, but neither of them played it the exact same way every time. It's more like what's implied. So forgive me nerds. But when you do this, it's just like a cool G major lick with harmonized notes. Great type of D chord or a substitution for D major is taking the C major chord and just moving up a whole step, and so you still have an open G and an open high E in there. So you get this beautiful like, I mean, I don't know what it's like. I guess it's still got the major third in it, so it's almost like D add 9 add 11 maybe. That's what you call it. You can, it's really just saying a D chord with a G in there and a high E in there, which is the 11 and the 9. So if you see those concepts, then you can implement that into your own playing. And so that was a brief explanation, but all of that stuff goes step by step in my Hendrix, inspired by Hendrix course over at martymusic.com. It's 50% off until Tuesday. Anything we want to talk about, Matt?
Just a few shout outs real quick.
Okay.
Final Daniel with the super chat. Thanks for all your hard work, Marty. Shout out.
Final Daniel?
Final Daniel.
Or Vinyl Daniel?
Final.
What's that Tennessee accent,
Yeah.
Matt? I can't hear you.
Greg Levinson with super chat. Thanks
Hey,
for all
Greg,
you do.
Greg.
Yep.
Greg Levinson as well. Thank you so much.
And then we got Danny. Hey Marty, love when you cover Hendrix.
Danny likes when I cover Hendrix. Thank you so much. Obviously, Hendrix is the best rock guitar player of all time, in a lot of people's opinion. He's probably my number one. So I'm never gonna be able to capture the magic of number one. But us mere mortals can learn a lot through his genius.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much.
One more. Alex Holden II. Here's $10 to tell Marty, everyone to buy the course.
Hey,
it's awesome.
Alex Holden II, super chatting just to tell people that they should buy the course. I have gotten amazing feedback on the course, and here's a mental note here for you, Matt. And it's super easy to do, and I haven't done it, but Matt's my manager, so now we're gonna see if he can do it. 4 or 5 testimonials. Never done it.
That's a good idea.
I see a lot of the other guys have their testimonials up there, and I do get messages on people that have really liked it, and I've enjoyed being able to do a technique like if you're just playing a G chord. I like being able to learn that I can go. I like knowing that myself. So it was fun to break that stuff down, deconstruct it. But what's so cool is he's got all that pretty stuff that has kind of evolved into more of the like R&B guitar players of today. use a lot of those embellishments, but with more of like that R&B hip hop beat and feel behind it, as opposed to like a rock kind of thing. But then it's just amazing because he was just a ripping blues guitar player, you know. And John Mayer is doing a great job of combining all that stuff today, and then, you know, obviously going all the way over to the Jerry Garcia side of things. So we've got modern guitar players doing an amazing job, and I enjoy just sharing it with you guys from the seat here. Let me do an A blues. Any other questions?
There was an earlier one about Hendrix use of the G chord. Was there a special way he...
Hendrix use of the G chord. Well, you could say the G shape if you're talking about the caged system.
That was the other one. Hendrix use of the cage system.
Yeah, and he might not. Caged is just like well, it's a great sales and marketing technique for like guitar lessons. The caged method.
Yeah.
But really, all that's implying is that everything, notes and chords, come from one of those shapes, a C shape. So for G major, I can play the C shape right here. But each of the C, A, G, E, D shapes have their own embellishments, like that's the C shape for a G major chord. The root is right there on the 10th fret A string. It's just like my index finger is the capo, and then my middle, third, and pinky are playing a C chord. So it'd be like C major, D major, E major, F major, G major. So let's try the A shape. It's that one. Just like an A chord. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now the G shape, if that's what the person was referring to, would look like this. But I never play it like that, where my index finger is the capo and then the rest of the fingers play G major. I don't do that. What I do is I end up taking the fingers off and just hitting that, and then I'm not playing the high E string. I mean, I could go like that, but instead you get this. And so that's a G major using the G shape up an octave from here. But when you have the other three fingers, that's the point of that is to get the. Jimmy, meet Jerry. Jerry, meet Jimmy. In Guitar Valhalla. So that would be the G shape. The E shape, you know, E major, F major, F sharp, G. And when you're in that, C, A, G, E, and D. This is classic. Take a D chord. Up a whole step would be E. Half step to F. Whole step to G. So, in conclusion, we have the C shape for G, the A shape for G, the G shape for G, the E shape for G, and the D shape for G. All G's. Gee whiz. No, but there's nice dad joke there. But within those, they each have their own really cool embellishing. And then there's the minor chords too. So let's see. Was there any big requests today?
Oh yeah.
What was the most common request today, Matt?
Mm,
This is where the live stream's over, but we're still
Yeah.
streaming. So anyone that says this is boring now, that's fine. You can switch off. Was it Nirvana again or
Nirvana by Rocco. Rocco says Nirvana.
Rocco? Well, I love Rocco though.
Yeah.
Rocco's one of my favorite people. Rocco, how are you? I hope you're well. Love Rocco, and he loves Nirvana. That's for sure. I love Nirvana too. In fact, my favorite Nirvana lyric is when he. My favorite Nirvana lyric, not riff, but my favorite Nirvana lyric is when he says "Smells Like Teen Spirit" in the song. When he goes, "Smells like Teen Spirit, baby. It smells like Teen Spirit, baby. It smells like Teen Spirit, baby. Teen Spirit is what it's called. Teen Spirit is what it's called. It feels like Teen Spirit, baby. I love that Teen Spirit, baby. Teen Spirit is so damn cool. When you're a teen and you've got spirit. Something like that. That sounds right?
Yeah.
I missed one or two words in there, but that's my favorite Nirvana lyric. And I also like when Jimi Hendrix says, Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix.
That's that Beatles song, right?
It's a Beatles song, yeah, but it all gets mixed together. People get confused on it. Well, actually, all joking aside, which is hard for me to do, there is confusion, not on those because I was just joking around, having fun with the jokes, the jokesters. Because, like I said, this is the end of the live stream. We can do whatever we want now. The contract has been obligated. You know, the deliverables have been delivered. What was I about to say though? Was I going somewhere?
Beatles Hendrix.
Oh yeah. So for real though, there's a song that goes, "Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon." Nah. Man, all the publishers are gonna fight over the copyrights today. I did a lot. I did Beatles, Hendrix, Grateful Dead, and now that. What? I was going to say though, Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon. A lot of people get confused because he says Cats in the Cradle. They think that is Cat Stevens doing that song. And that is not a Cat Stevens song. It just has the word cat in it. Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon is Harry Chapin Carpenter. Whereas Cat Stevens did Peace Train, Ooh Baby Baby, It's a Wild World, which when I had Dr. Molly Miller here, we played an instrumental version of Wild World by Cat Stevens, and she was awesome. If you haven't checked that one out on Marty Music, check out the Molly Miller video. She's really fantastic. Free plug. That was a free plug for Dr. Miller. Free plug for Matt here. Who, you know, Matt's wearing some swag from one of our events that we did. Let's see it. Matt and I went to Colorado in May. Was it May?
The beginning of June.
Beginning of June, we went to Vail, Colorado, and was part of this GoPro mountain games. So Matt's it just shows you he's a great manager, a good friend, but also just a smart businessman, taking advantage of the free swag we get.
It's a good hat.
Events. It's a nice hat. It's so light. Oh, nice shampoo too. Give it up for Matt, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just end it here real quick with the plug. And you can check that pinned comment, martymusic.com. The Hendrix, inspired by Hendrix course. It's not Hendrix music, it's the techniques, so you can play that and understand a lot of the stuff he's doing. For mortals, though, mortals only. And so that is 50% off, and that sale will end Tuesday at midnight Pacific time, Pacifically speaking. So lots of good feedback on it. You can really get a lot of techniques. And instead of like, you can learn Hendrix stuff you can learn a lot of these techniques on YouTube, but I think what's really cool about the premium courses at martymusic.com, I am biased, by the way. Not only am I the owner, but I'm also a member. Do you know what that's from, Matt? I'll tell you later. My Gen X will know what that's from. Not only am I a believer, but I'm also a member of the club. People will start saying what it is. You'll learn. It's I get distracted by the stupid jokes. What I like about it.
Hair club?
That's right. Hair club for men.
Yep.
No, I knew I wouldn't be disappointed by you folks out there. It's a classic old commercial, like 80s, 90s commercial. So funny. No, I'm the Fedora Club for men. I'm definitely a member of that embarrassing club, but hey, it's working for me though, Ain't gonna change. What was that meme? Matt made that meme, by the way, with Galifianakis. If you follow me on the Instagram or whatever, that was funny. Thanks, Matt. Oh no, but what I was gonna say is something that's really great about the courses at martymusic.com, besides helping me support myself, is that it's all stacked concepts. So you're not like, oh, I'm surfing for this thing. You get halfway through and you're like, no, this isn't what I was looking for. As opposed to the course is like, learn this one first, then learn that one. Here's an example of how to put them together. This one next, then do this one. That, hours after hours go by of like all the, what I think are the right steps to take one after the other to get some new skills. So that's enough of my plug-in. But it's what we do. That's what we do. All right. I guess I'll, since I've already played a bunch of copywritten stuff, I'll go back to an old Marty music tradition.
Yeah.
Of the end song. The end song. Let me think about this for a second. It's been a minute. Okay, I think I got it. I think I did it. next Saturday. Appreciate your support. Hendrix at martymusic.com, 50% off. martymusic.com. Hendrix, 50% off. martymusic.com, 50% off at martymusic.com, 50% off now. Until next Tuesday. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.